Hello everyone, my name is Nezha and I work for LACC at the International Students Program, and today we'll be talking about finding housing in Los Angeles as an F-1 visa student. Now the reason I am making this video it's because I know a lot of people don't know how to settle, and of course, a lot of us have no family here, we have no help virtually, and the city can be overwhelming, especially if you're starting from scratch or if you're very young, you're 18, 19, and you're just starting this new chapter in your life. I think we're overdue for a little bit of guidance. I also will be talking about my personal experience because I've had to find housing just like anybody else in the city, and I've seen a lot of things. I've from good landlords to more demanding landlords, so I will be discussing a lot about my experiences. Also, I will be mentioning some peers that I've had that have had different experiences, and maybe they've had just an easier way to settle down or again find housing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up, comment below if you guys have any questions, and let's get started. So finding housing in Los Angeles, you guys have to know that a lot of Americans do not know the regulation of F-1 visa students, or do not necessarily they're not necessarily aware of the rules that we all have to abide for, or if they could work with us. The reason I'm saying this is because if you're coming from a country that has never used and does not use credit score, that's going to be a very big part of your life in the United States. Credit score, it's basically your credit worthiness, and it helps the lenders, banks, car dealerships, and anybody really that's going to give you something to adjudicate if you are a reliable payer. Now, of course, when you're an F-1 visa student, you're not going to have any of this. And I also have to say, because I know there are people from Canada, UK, Australia, like the Anglo-Saxon world, and I know these people, you guys do have your own credit scores, but they are not transferable to the United States. So for anybody that has never been to the US before, you will start from scratch with a new credit score. Once you get your social security number, and you can apply for a credit card, and you can build your credit history, and just paying your bills on time. So because of the lack of a credit score, we are deemed of higher risk. So what does this mean? Because they cannot really monitor us, a potential landlord, will require have your down payment. So what I mean with that is, and I remember myself, I had to pay 2 months of rent, so first month's rent, second month's rent, and a deposit. So for a 1-bedroom apartment, you are looking at $4,000 of a total expense, easy. And you're required to have that handy if you want to get the place of your choice. Now, I've heard a lot more cases that are cheaper, and I'm saying what the purpose of this video is to give you guys a worst case scenario. A lot of people, however, in Los Angeles, it is a city of immigrants. A lot more people are more understanding, and a lot of landlords will understand your situation. So to me, I'd rather have the big rock out of the way, and I want you guys to be ready and mentally prepared for a worst case scenario. Chances are it's going to be a lot easier than what I will be describing right now. But I've seen them both ways, and this is what I did. So I remember having done a 2 months down payment, and then we had the deposit, security deposit, which you technically are gonna get back at the end of your stay if you haven't trashed the apartment. Then another way, if you do not, and if you have family, this happens if you have relatives or people you trust here, they could co-sign for you. So this means that you will not have to pay 2 months rent, but you're just gonna have to pay a security deposit in your first month's rent. it's still a lot of money. We're still speaking around $2,500 to $3,000. But again, that's kind of the price in Los Angeles to get settled. And you can go in whatever neighborhood. I just see this kind of, I just see this as being very universal. So you do want to keep that in mind. And if you have family, or if you're living with family, of course, it's not going to be your problem. Chances are likely that you will have roommates in Los Angeles because you're gonna want to lower your expenses. You might have a private room, you might share a room. That will be up to your choice and your personal finances. I have heard, however, a lot of international students, especially if they're from a community that's from here, think Armenia, think Thailand, think Asian communities, and you guys will be speaking the same language as, you know, somebody from your country that has immigrated to the United States and now lives here. I've heard stories of people getting places based on trust. It happens all the time. There's going to be a little bit of more of a tough luck for people like me, Europeans, and it's hard to find a European community in Los Angeles. Chances are better if you're gonna do it, if you're gonna find a community out east, so New York, for example. But if you're gonna do it in Los Angeles, it's gonna be tough, and you're gonna have to, you know, have a rigid structure, which is what I just said, you know, the 2 months payment and your security deposit, and us as a college, we're collaborating with Starcity. We just recently started doing that, and you guys will be seeing some footage later on in this video that I personally took around their premises, that they do work with international students, and they will be a lot more understanding and maybe not needing to have a double deposit down. So that is maybe not 2 months rent, just your first deposit, security deposit, which you always have to do it regardless anywhere in America. You have to pay your deposit and your first month's rent. So that was it, really. This is kind of a long story short. It is kind of, it's overwhelming. You're coming to a new place, you don't know where to settle, and you do want to stay close to our college, because we're based in Hollywood, East Hollywood, Los Angeles. And we see a lot of students that really usually live either in the Valley or in K-Town, or people that live even here in Hollywood or on the West Side. So keep that in mind, and I hope this video for you guys was helpful, it's useful. If you have any questions, do comment below or reach out to us, and we will be more than happy to help out. Thank you so much. Bye.